Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns knock out LeBron James and the Lakers.
The Washington Wizards agreeing to send that man, Russell Westbrook, to the Lakers.
Anthony Davis is writhing in pain.
After blowing a 26-point lead to OKC last week, the Lakers blew a 19-point lead last night.
Listen, I like Brody. I respect him. I don't think I like that answer.
You want to sit there and you assume that anybody wearing the purple and gold, you can make a mess.
Come playoff time, nobody can fuck with the big three in the playoff time. When
No
shit
way.
slow down, nobody can fuck with us, bro.
You know what's crazy? For a man who questioned how this team would work the second it was created and gave up on this squad months ago, I gotta be honest here. Going out the way we did is still shocking right now. Losing damn near every crucial game, lost the 7 most important games in a row, mind you. But the best part is you did it with this blind confidence, blind faith, blissful ignorance, and just carrying yourselves with total lack of logic and self-awareness. Because we're the Lakers. And to be honest, I'm glad I didn't just run to hit the record button, because THT drops 40 the other night, and you're still talking, you're still saying all this stupid shit that you've been saying for the entire season. Quotes like, "This is why we signed THT," is the epitome of this entire season. It's not even near some of the worst takes or sound bites the Lakers have had this season, but it is one of the better examples of how truly stupid and ignorant this team can be. How stupid the people are in that front office. How stupid the people are in that locker room. And especially how stupid the fans watching them are. And before I really go deep into this video, let me make something very clear for anybody watching. Unlike the multiple sports segments you're gonna see on television and the inevitable Laker videos that you've probably already seen on this platform, I am not about to be on any of that type of timing. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth that you need to hear, and I'm gonna tell you the truth that you need to hear the way you need to hear it. You're gonna hear what I say and interpret it as hate. The same way any person of common sense called out the obvious flaws with this team from day one, was hating on the team. Totally. All I'm saying is to the people that are gonna call me a hater in this video, you don't want me to hate on this team. I can hate on this team easily. In fact, if I end up doing so because I don't script anything, I'll make an edit and say I'm hating here. But no, I'm not hating on shit. I'm telling you the truth the way you don't want to hear it, but you need to hear it this way. Because if you're one of these people, you've been an insufferably stupid idiot for an entire year, and it's time to grow up, tighten up, and pay attention to what the hell is going on. Because the Lakers now factually suck. There's no oh but siege to the Lakers being trash now. But truth be told, all of you already knew that. And I'm not even about to drag it any further. Let's start with the trade. The day Russell Westbrook became a Los Angeles Laker.
It is as simple as this. Can LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook coexist well enough to win a championship?
Absolutely. Look, Greeny, you can't put 3 Hall of Famers on the team and say, oh, is it questions, can they shoot or can they do this? They're going to get it done.
Russell Westbrook is going to be under immense pressure. Now, he don't give a damn. Kendrick Perkins will speak today. He could care less. You understand what I'm saying? Don't think it's going to phase him.
Russ is a cool dude. He's definitely in that fucking cycle of being overrated and underrated and overrated. We understand that. But when it comes to playing with LeBron and AD, none of it makes sense. This trade got like a 15% chance of being great and a 70% chance of being painfully bad. And the remaining, what is that, 15% of being mid as fuck. We're trying to win a championship. This dude is religiously a first-round exit. You know, in hindsight, when you add one of the more younger and stupid fan bases of all time to an historically ignorant fan base, along with the OG original toxic fan base, I can't really be surprised at anything, but y'all found a way to outdo yourselves regardless. You see, now the hating thing to say would be if I went on an angry rant talking about, damn, the Lakers really signed the #1 hyperactive knuckleheaded point guard of the NBA, and bro literally plays like his fan base. Childish, annoying, and outside of being toxic, completely ineffective in the grand scheme of things. Whether that's funny or not, that would be Sage being a hater. But when I come out here and say, hey, it's a good 75% chance that this fails. I don't know how the hell Russ is about to play with LeBron and AD. He's a shooter that can't shoot. All the effort and heart really doesn't matter. Doesn't even show either one of those things on defense. And the worst part about him is we have to treat him like he's an MVP when he's several years from that and he's not even in that situation. This shit could go wrong. That's not hate. That's common sense, but now it's objectively true. But it was still delusional to deny such obvious facts months ago. Instead, everybody wants to call this team team a super team. Why? Because in 2017 he won an MVP? Y'all have been saying he's overrated for the past 4 years. If not, objectively called him trash. Hell, even the year he won it, y'all said he was overrated. But that's just the blind optimism from the Russ fans and Laker fans. Let's talk about the people who actually made the decision. Because apparently LeBron and AD had some brunch with Russ or something. Word got to Rob and they was like, fuck it, let's get Russ then. Look, I don't care about the fabled meeting. They're obviously hiding details because the people behind it are embarrassed of said details. And truth be told, if I'm Russ, I'm just getting toxic and saying who was there and how it happened. But none of that gotta do with none, because at the end of the day, someone pulled the trigger. Again, showcasing ignorance and stupidity. Because this same Russell Westbrook, yes, injured, don't care though, we probably would have did it if he was healthy, was only a year removed from the Lakers schematically leaving him open after getting traded from an organization that he was so loyal to, which was after several first and second round exits, which was after Kevin Durant left because he couldn't win with them, which was after a bunch of toxicity regarding both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook selling playoff series and trying to determine who is 1A and 1B, which, by the way, Russell Westbrook being compared to Kevin Durant in terms of talent was one of the craziest arcs in NBA history. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man, even in his MVP year, bro did it as a 6th seed and got bounced out in the first round by a guy that arguably should have won the award. So I don't see where the stars aligned to acquire Russell Westbrook, but especially to nuke your roster for him? Like, normally no franchise makes that move, but we're the Lakers. We have to acquire the star. It's why I meant every bit of what I said when I said there's a 75% chance that despite how talented, and we'll get to the talent on this team later, trust, it's a good chance this shit just ain't gonna work, and he'll be a main reason for it. And that's not hate, that's not slander, that's just the truth. But we'll get back to Russ later in the video. While we're on the subject of dumb, stupid, idiot things the Lakers did in terms of roster construction, let's talk about Taylor Horton-Tucker versus Alex Caruso. So get this right, my guy in Celtics culture just walk in the front office and they're just like, he's only 19, youth at full power. And for some reason, instead of paying the guy that heavily contributed to us winning a championship, being one of the better playmakers on our team, defenders on our team, energies on our team, and he had just improved from a 33-point shooter to a fucking 40% shooter, instead of paying that guy, we gave this man Guy the imposter victory. What the fuck were they thinking? Because we're the Lakers. That while having a 38 going on 39-year-old superstar, an injury-prone co-star, and even by the We're the Lakers logic, urgency to win multiple championships with a new duo was at the highest you can imagine. Shit, they already got one. But nah, man. So we don't have to do things the right way or the intelligent way. Our jersey solos, dude. We're gonna have a player that really isn't gonna help us compete today, but he might help us compete in 2023 or 24, which is me being very generous to you guys' stance because y'all thought further down. The real narrative was Taylor Horton-Tucker is gonna help us when LeBron James is gone. Now I could really go on the fact on how y'all overrated him and jump the gun saying he's a future all-star day one, but I'm not even about to talk down on his talent or potential, because at the end of the day we acknowledged very quickly he's not the best fit, he's not the most optimal fit with LeBron James or Anthony Davis. But no, guys like Kyle Lowry are too old. Yeah, you increase your chances of winning a championship this year, but next year you're gonna have to make another move when you could have had Taylor. So fucking stupid. Even with just specifically Kyle Lowry, not only was that standpoint stupid because look at what Kyle Lowry's doing right now, but this idea that trading away THT for Kyle Lowry or any other veteran player that would have helped us in 2021 just to merely, push us to another championship, potentially having LeBron James and Anthony Davis being a 2-0 duo on their first 2 seasons as a duo, was such a crazy sacrificial idea and far too much of an unnecessary risk, because THT might be an all-star come 2025, might be some of the dumbest Lakers fans only shit I've ever heard in my life. And the worst part is the front office gonna do the same damn thing. But even if you want to play cap right now, somehow continue the level of ignorance that you've shown for 2 years, or just playing dumb to try to debate and debunk the YouTuber man, which fair enough is like a good 80% of y'all. Don't understand the obsession, but fine. If you want to go the route of in hindsight, LeBron and AD would have got hurt, so it wouldn't have worked anyway, which isn't even concrete. If we get the right player, we only need to win 2 more games, but whatever. Say the shit doesn't work regardless, right? To then extend him over a player that is already on the team? Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. It was stupid, dumb, delusional, ignorant, and just flat out wrong for the Lakers to pay THT over Alex Caruso, to keep THT despite the fact that you knew his trade value was really high, but his immediate impact wasn't even near that value. But most importantly, it was wrong for the Lakers to just blindly have faith in THT and try to create a foolishly optimistic scenario where a player who was supposed to be taking his time to develop, while also knowing that he doesn't quite mesh with LeBron and AD at the moment, right? Let's remember that. But despite all the evidence, despite all common sense, we're the Lakers. We're smarter than everybody in the league. So we paid THT in blind faith, thinking the kid was just gonna put it all together and be a key part of a championship roster with nothing pointed towards that. I don't know how long the clips make this video yet, but in terms of strictly this audio recording, we're 9 minutes in, and we've only addressed 2 of the many situations of which the Lakers chose ignorance, blind faith, or just flat out made the wrong move just because they thought they were built different and could get away with it. And before I move on to the next subject, I want to make something else very clear, because I know I just got done talking about a Lakers fan's precious THT, and we all know how Russ fans just get so offended and get mad and hear slander and don't know what to do. I want you to know that these players do not give a fuck about you like that, bro. And what I mean by that is, obviously when you praise a player, it's a good feeling for them 100%. It's why every damn day in this community someone's overrated and underrated, because as fans we want to respect and praise the right players, and as players they should get that respect. But when it comes to having criticism of players, it is not hate to not be positive, and they don't give a fuck about you enough to seek out a comment or even a video if you're a creator of you just blindly praising them despite the fact that they probably know where their flaws are, and they'll just put you on some kind of platform, give you some bread, be a buddy. They don't fuck with you like that, bro. I don't know why people get starstruck like this. And I say that to say, as I know for a fact, no matter what I say, how I say it, and sometimes objectively, if not quite literally true, these takes on your players that aren't so positive will be ignorantly brushed aside as hate. No, bro, they're facts. It's the truth about your player. Truthfully, you play a massive part in how these players move like this because y'all don't know how to stop lying to yourselves and how to stop being delusional. But moving on to the players that won't get stand nearly enough. So this is the part where everybody's just gonna laugh, right? Now shit funny, nobody offended. Let's talk about these role players, the lies they told themselves, and of course the lies you told about them. Because once the Lakers were essentially LeBron, AD, Russ, and THT, they didn't have much to work with. Basically offering a bunch of veteran minimums, with the one exception being Kendrick Nunn, and he had a year-long knee bruise. But hold on, let me slow it down. Because prior to knowing Kendrick Nunn would be out for the season, the Lakers had a bunch of other veterans that were also injured. Guys like Wayne Ellington and Trevor Ariza, and I think THT at one point too. But yeah, the Lakers signed a bunch of players who were hurt early in the season, if not before the season. And while the Lakers began their early struggles, everybody was swearing up and down that when these players come back, we're gonna be just fine. They're gonna turn the season around. But you know, if you think that point is a hindsight take or a weak point, whatever, fine. Can we talk about why y'all thought that?
Because they're all top 75 players, Sage. They're former Hall of Famers, Sage. They've done it in the past, they'll do it again, Sage.
Yo, maybe it requires a second video, but we gotta stop holding accolades from like 5, 6, 7 years ago to players at their more regressed age, and then claiming that they can't be bad, can't regress because of what they've done in that past. Like, you would think the issue would be because of those accolades. People would try to say that their primes were overrated, but no, y'all try to boost them when they're clearly not at that level anymore. It's crazy. For example, let's talk about the 2 players in this thumbnail. 2 of the 3 players I was actually pretty hyped to get, no cap. I was hyped that we got a physical center to play along AD, even while I knew bro's gonna get 5 fouls in 5 minutes and get tired in 10 if he doesn't get those 5 fouls. But I still wanted a physical center around AD, and I'm not gonna lie, I like Dwight Howard. I wanted him on the squad. Carmelo Anthony, despite the fact that he can't play defense for anything, that's a pretty solid shooter to put around LeBron James. I was happy we got Melo. But even if you believe those takes age like milk, Melo and Dwight trash, Sage, you were wrong. Grr. That's cool. What I didn't do though was value them as, oh bro, I know what they were capable of in their prime, and we just added that to our bench. Oh my God. Only Lakers fans, Lakers media, and the Lakers front office would do such a thing. As if the obvious red flag of them signing veteran minimums wouldn't showcase that, hey bro, I think they're far removed from what they used to be. Like far removed. Like, I know you think they fell off, cool, but no, bro, come here. Cause you keep bringing up the fact they're gonna make the Hall of Fame. Far removed from what you're thinking too. They're not completely trash, but they ain't all that either. But again, we're the Lakers. Hall of Fame talent, they're gonna sign with us for free to wear the purple and gold. It's so stupid it gets sad. it, because doing that with guys like Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony were one thing, but when it came to bringing up crucial role players of years ago, acting like they would still be crucial role players in 2022, I should have gave up right then and there. And let me be honest with you guys, while I don't like it, and I've actively preached against it not only in this video, but in several others on this channel, I at least understand why bias happens, why people blindly follow certain players. But when we're doing that for players like Kent Bazemore, Warriors fans literally like, hey, Lakers fans, even though we hate your fucking guts, we trying to keep it real with y'all right now. Please do not stand this guy. He sucks. Like, he actually is bad. But Laker fans were just like, nah, we're the Lakers. He gonna be mad different over here. You guys don't know what you gave up. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Like, literally the Lakers franchise and fandom of all fan bases in the league, to be honest, are telling other teams in their fandom about the talent they gave up. Crazy. The only exception to the dangerously old, slow, and bad players on this roster are, of course, Malik Monk and Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves just wasn't that good, to be honest. People tried to make him the new Caruso, but come the fuck on now. We knew that was cap. And while if I'm gonna keep it 100, Malik Monk really wasn't that bad. Us being a poor defensive team definitely didn't help the fact that Malik Monk had to get minutes because he really was not that bad on the offensive end. Same thing with DJ Augustine, who we signed later to replace the other DJ who was far worse. Fair enough. But again, even signing DJ showed ignorance, because when you had Monk, you already knew that you had another scorer, but he was actually doing you some harm because your defense sucked. DJ wasn't good on defense, that's why we let him go. Hey, let's sign the other DJ who's 5'11" and a bucket, yeah. And the defense is just gonna get itself together when LeBron and AD just want to play for real. Stupid ass franchise, bro. And then it somehow gets worse when we sign players out for two-way contracts or try to have Cinderella bus stories, all for the sake of, well, he's not that bad after all. He ain't that good either. But when you combine literally all of these things, it's inevitable that this mentality has to be in the locker room, right? Well, unfortunately, it definitely was, because every day you would hear some Laker, whether it's a star player like Russ, LeBron, or AD, a coach like Frank Vogel, or even one of the role players themselves, talk about magically turning the season around, turning back time, going try-hard mode, and come the playoffs, we're gonna be a bad team. You don't want to mess with us. And best believe we gonna keep that same energy. Well, thank God you didn't make the playoffs. Oh shit, Phoenix was in trouble. Like, bro, it's getting dangerous at this point. These dudes was talking like they hit from Dragon Ball. Like, what is happening? The way the Lakers would just play trash basketball and then talk like they weren't trash at all, truthfully, I'm not gonna lie, might even be inspiring. Especially your man Russ, no bullshit. For a man who's known to talk trash, known to disrespect the media, literally rocks the baby, has a reputation for being the guy that when he's on the court, everybody's his enemy. And speaking of enemies, he has beef with like damn near half the league. All it took was Westbrook, and now bro gone. I don't know, bro. I don't know. In the weirdest way, I'm gonna really miss this team because you can't make it up. But this video could be a whole day if it had to be. If I were to sit here and analyze why the Lakers didn't work, whether it was their spacing, rim protection, blah, blah, blah. Shit, half the roster can't even run. See, I'm doing it right now. I could go on forever about it. I'm being so serious. If you want your stats or whatever, bruh, just look up Lakers. Somebody did it. But everybody's gonna say the same thing. That's not what I want to talk about, and that's not the most important thing. Dissecting the Lakers play is not the main problem with the Lakers. The main problem is the fact everybody in the front office, everybody in the media, everybody that's on the court, and everybody that's watching the players on the court think that because the Lakers are the Lakers, they get to do whatever they want and shit's gonna go their way just because. Bro, you literally sound like a badass child. Grow up. The lack of self-awareness in this organization is crazy, and if you want to see the Lakers continue to struggle, keep it up. But the fact that you can label this Lakers season as childish speaks for itself. Hell, you could even just watch a random Lakers game and let's say 3 things go wrong for the Lakers. You could tell right then and there, hey LeBron, your attitude sucks. Just a bunch of horrible quotes, temper tantrums, delusion, and lies came from this Lakers team this season, and it's unfortunate that you have to wait for all of it to finally play out to call these things out, otherwise it's called hate. Truthfully, that's with everybody, but in the Lakers organization, not only is it hate, but you're not acknowledging that we're the Lakers. If we were dominating on some Roman Reigns shit, then all right, fine, I guess we're gonna acknowledge you, but nah, y'all suck. It wasn't hate back then, and it's not hate now. We suck. So to everybody, whether you're a Lakers fan, somebody in that front office, or somebody in that locker room, all this lying, delusional, privileged shit y'all got going on, grow up. Have some damn respect for yourself. But the injury, Sage. Shut the fuck up. They exist, but you're a part of the problem. That's crazy.